I'd like to introduce Ray from England, who takes LDN for multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia. Thank you for joining me, Ray.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could you tell me when you first started to notice symptoms which led to your diagnosis?
Well, I was diagnosed in 2010. I collapsed in 2009, but about 3 years while I was working before I got diagnosed with MS, I noticed I was feeling very tired after work and would sleep in the evenings. And my MS nurse said that I probably developed MS and fibromyalgia while I was working. But when I collapsed in 2009, that was a definite diagnosis, and that's when my illness eventually kicked in for the worst, really.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you then, Ray?
41, I think.
Okay. And how did that impact on your life?
Well, I'm lucky that I work for Honda and I've got a very good pension and I've got health insurance on my pension.
Mm-hmm.
So I get half my salary. So financially I'm okay. I claim some benefits. It's been just over 2 years now for me, and I haven't really noticed a great deal, apart from the fact that I would try to do things when I'm feeling good, and then the fatigue and chronic pain would hit me a day or 2 days later, and I can be ill for a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks. It's just a very unpredictable disease, is MS,
Mm-hmm.
and the fibromyalgia with the fatigue and chronic pain as well. So it impacts on my life quite a lot at the moment. And I went to the MS centre today because the Lord Mayor was there, and I had to go on an exercise bike and have my picture taken. And I couldn't even lift my legs into the stirrup when I was sat down.
Right.
And that was a real eye-opener for me today, that I'm sat in a chair and you've got these pedals in front of you, because it's like an adapted bike.
Yeah.
And I couldn't lift my legs while sat down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I consider myself to be generally a lot more able-bodied than most of the people in there, because I can walk around, and I thought I could bend my legs really well.
Mm.
But in a seated position, trying to get my legs into the stirrups of the bike today, that really hit home for me that, well, maybe I'm worse than I thought I was, you know.
Well, before you heard about LDN, what were your symptoms like at that time?
I was really, really ill. I would feel like I had really bad flu symptoms, is where to describe it, every day, feeling generally yucky every day, headaches, just generally feeling really unwell.
What about pain? What was your pain like at that time?
Yeah, that was really bad as well. I tried several types of medication from my MS nurse, and then eventually got onto pregabalin, which helps neurological pain,
Yeah.
and that helped me a lot, but I still had the yucky illness feeling most of the time.
What about your bladder? What was that like?
That's fine, I think. I
Yeah.
go to the toilet more often than normal, but I can control it, that's all okay.
Yeah. So if you were to score your quality of life on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the best before you started LDN, what would it have been?
Before I started LDN,
Yes.
I'd say it was a 4.
Okay. And what would you say it is now?
Sorry?
What would you say it is now?
I'd say it was, as for feeling well and better, I would say it's about an 8 or an 8 or a 9.
Oh, that's fantastic. That really
Yeah.
is good. So how did you hear about LDN?
My brother's mother-in-law has got fibromyalgia really bad. She's had it for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, why don't you try LDN? And I said, well, what is that? And she gave me the website address, and I had a look. And and spoke to my doctor. He was willing to give me a prescription every month.
Good.
And I get my medication from Dickinson's Pharmacy in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've done it. And now, and for the last year, it's being paid for on NHS, so I don't pay nothing.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So when you first started, did you notice any introductory side effects?
No, I didn't know. None at all for me.
Right. And how long do you think it took before LDN started to work for you?
Probably about 6 months.
And what did you notice?
With fibromyalgia, every morning you wake up, you still feel very fatigued, but that's also the same in MS.
Yes.
And that is still the case now, but I know that after about 2 hours, I'm okay, and I haven't got these yucky flu-like symptoms and aches and pains. I haven't got any of that anymore.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to other people in your situation who are thinking of trying LDN?
I would say do it, because reading the notes on LDN, it stimulates the body's endorphins, naturally to make you feel a little bit better. I forgot what I was saying now. It just makes the endorphins in your body work better for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say to people, try it, because it's really good.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ray, before we go?
No, not really. That's all I can say. Is anybody out there was to speak to their doctor, go to the website, print off all the information, show it to your doctor, and try and get a prescription from your doctor, and then get the LDN, basically.
Thank you for your input.
Okay.
Great.